It feels like it's been a while since I last sat down with a proper search action game. Yes, that's what we're apparently calling Metroidvanias now. So when Kotama and Academy Citadel crossed my radar, I figured it was a good excuse to dive back in. Developed by Atomstring Games and published in collaboration with 2P Games, Kotama and Academy Citadel is a sci-fi 3D Metroidvania set in a city-sized academy where power, intelligence, and social standing rule everything. Everyone has strange superpowers, the school hierarchy is enforced through combat, and most importantly, you'll be covering enemies in weird fluids as a core gameplay mechanic. And yes, that last part actually matters. You play as Kotama, an exchange student newly enrolled in Caramel Academy City, a sprawling academic supercity where the strongest and smartest students effectively run the place. On her very first day, Kotama sets her sights on the most prestigious title in the city, Caramel Star. To claim it, she'll need to challenge the top students from each academy, earning influence, power, and votes along the way. As Kotama climbs the ranks, she also starts uncovering secrets buried deep within the academy. Secrets that suggest this place is far more unsettling than it first appears. I didn't become deeply attached to the story itself, partly due to some dialogue being untranslated during my playtime, but there's enough mystery to keep things interesting. Certain locations and events made me stop and question what was really going on, and that intrigue carried me through even when the finer details were unclear. The character designs are bold, sometimes very bold. Outfits and poses can be over the top and occasionally revealing, but I still ended up liking the cast quite a bit. Characters are expressive, their animations are lively, and Kotama herself is especially endearing in motion. Enemy designs are clear and readable, with attacks that are well telegraphed. Each academy introduces its own enemy types with unique behaviors, which helps keep encounters from feeling repetitive. Exploration is where Kotama and Academy Citadel really shines. Caramel Academy Citadel is one massive interconnected campus packed with enemies, bosses, secrets, and shortcuts. Each academy has its own distinct look, making navigation intuitive even without constantly checking the map. And the map itself is excellent. It's detailed, marks important rooms with symbols, and shows areas you haven't fully explored yet. Despite how large the city is, I rarely felt lost, especially since you can teleport back to your home base at any time. Exploration feels consistently rewarding. There's always something just out of reach, encouraging you to return later with new abilities. Platforming is challenging, but fair. You'll start with familiar abilities like dash, double jump, and wall jump, and later gain more specialized powers like traction, liquefy, and invincible dash. These abilities are essential for navigating more complex sections of the city. Some areas are genuinely tricky, and repeated mistakes can be punishing. That said, the controls are tight. Every missed jump felt like my fault, not the game's, even when I repeatedly found myself landing on spikes scattered throughout certain academies. One of the more interesting mechanics is the time progression system. Every time you enter a new room, time moves forward. As the day progresses, environments can change, dialogue updates, and enemies and bosses become stronger, but they also drop better rewards. Once time reaches 22, it enters stasis until you use temporal coils or a rewind station. This system forces you to think strategically about your route. Do you push forward and take on tougher enemies for better loot, or retreat and reset? It's a subtle but effective mechanic that makes exploration and backtracking more engaging than usual. Combat in Kotama and Academy Citadel is easy to understand but takes real practice to master. You have three main weapons: the Umbrella Spear, which offers reach and utility, including the ability to float, the Whip Hammer, with long range, crowd control, and heavy damage, the Liquid Blade, focused on speed and fluid based mechanics. All three are useful, but I personally gravitated toward the Whip Hammer for its versatility and ability to handle multiple enemies at once. The core combat mechanic revolves around detonation points. As you damage enemies, they become coated in chrono fluid and glow purple. Heavy attacks remove detonation points, and once they're gone, enemies become staggered. You can also parry most attacks, which is absolutely essential. Kotama is fragile. Even early enemies can take you out in just a few hits. Mastering parries, positioning, and detonation points isn't optional, it's required. This creates a fast, high skill combat loop that rewards precision and knowledge rather than button mashing. Healing is available at any time, but it costs Luminite, the game's currency, rely too heavily on it, and you'll drain your resources quickly. The upside is that every boss is designed so all attacks are avoidable. Skilled players can clear encounters without healing at all, making resource management feel meaningful rather than restrictive. Progression is tied to upgrades like increased health, better abilities, and weapon improvements, but one of the most important systems revolves around votes. Votes determine your progress toward becoming a caramel star and are earned by helping other students through side quests. There's no clear quest log, which can be frustrating, but I didn't mind discovering things on my own. The critical path is clear, while better endings require exploration and initiative. My experience wasn't flawless. The resolution appeared capped at 720p, resulting in a slightly blurry image, and the Biology Academy caused noticeable frame drops during gameplay. There were also untranslated or poorly formatted dialogue sections, including tutorials, and some menu inputs felt overly sensitive. That said, many of these issues feel fixable and may be addressed by the full release. Despite a few technical and presentation issues, I genuinely enjoyed Kotama and Academy Citadel. The combat is fast, stylish, and demanding. Exploration is rewarding, platforming is challenging but fair, and Caramel Academy City is a genuinely fun place to navigate. The time system and detonation point mechanics add meaningful depth without overcomplicating things. If you're looking for a new Metroidvania and don't mind some fan service mixed in with sci-fi school politics, this is an easy recommendation. Kotama and Academy Citadel earns an 8 out of 10. A strong foundation, a fun combat system, and a world that kept pulling me back in, rough edges and all. If you enjoyed this review, leave a like and subscribe for more gaming reviews. See you next time.